So, I bet a lot of us are just now getting used to the speed of 5G, right? Well, believe it or not, the next massive leap in connectivity is already being built. Today, we're looking at 6G, and this is a technology that's going to do a lot more than just make our phones faster. It might actually reshape our entire world. Let's get into it.
To really wrap our heads around what 6G is all about, let's not start with the technical jargon. Let's start with an idea. Let's just try to imagine a world with zero digital limits.
No, I mean, really think about that for a second. A world where that spinning wheel of death is just gone, where you never have a dropped call or a lagging video ever again. Imagine your connection being as reliable and as instant as flipping on a light switch. This isn't just science fiction anymore. This is the world 6G is literally designed to create. We're talking holographic chats with friends, cars that communicate to prevent accidents, and entire cities that manage themselves with perfect efficiency. That's the dream. But how in the world do we actually get there? So what is the secret sauce here? What makes 6G so fundamentally different from the 5G we have today? Well, the scale of this jump is pretty mind-blowing. I absolutely love this analogy because it just perfectly captures the size of the change we're talking about. This isn't just a small step up, it's a complete paradigm shift in what a network can even do. Okay, so here's the key difference. 6G operates on these incredibly high frequencies called terahertz waves. You can think of it like going from a small country road to a massive 100-lane superhighway for data. And maybe even more important, AI isn't just an app running on the network. It's woven into the very fabric of it, intelligently managing all that traffic. Now let's talk about latency, lag. With 5G, the delay is already tiny, about 1 millisecond. But 6G is aiming for a tenth of that, a tenth. This jump to being virtually instantaneous is what makes wild ideas like remote robotic surgery actually possible, where a surgeon's every single move has to be transmitted with absolutely no perceivable delay. And then there's the speed. Wow, the jump from 4G to 5G was huge. We all felt that. But the jump from 5G to 6G is, well, it's on a whole other planet. We're not just talking about gigabits per second anymore. We're talking about terabits. Just let that sink in for a minute. 1 terabit per second. That's not downloading a movie in a second. That's downloading an entire TV series, like 142 hours of it, in the time it takes you to blink. The scale is almost impossible to imagine. This table really puts it all into perspective. Yeah, the speed is 100 times faster, the latency is 10 times lower, it can handle 10 times more devices, but the most important difference is right there in that last row. The goal of 5G was to connect the Internet of Things. The goal of 6G is so much more ambitious. It's to completely merge our physical and digital worlds. So, with that incredible technology as our foundation, let's circle back to those futuristic ideas from the beginning and see exactly how 6G is supposed to make them happen. The first huge shift is going to be how we interact with each other. For, decades, we've been stuck looking at flat screens. 6G is designed to break us out of that box for good. Just think about it. Instead of a video call, you could have a life-size 3D hologram of a person sitting right there across from you. Virtual reality won't be some clunky, separate experience anymore. It'll be a seamless extension of our world. That's what the experts are calling extended reality, or XR, the blending of our real and virtual lives. This is the kind of power you'd need to build a true, functioning metaverse. All right, next up, let's look at an area where this tech could have a profound, life-saving impact: healthcare. 6G could be the thing that shifts medicine from being reactive to being truly predictive. With that near-zero latency, a surgeon in New York could operate on a patient in Tokyo. But even more revolutionary is the idea of smart sensors inside our bodies, constantly monitoring our health and flagging problems before we even feel the symptoms. It's a complete transformation in how we could manage our well-being. Now, let's zoom out from the individual to the whole community. 6G is set up to become the central nervous system for the cities of the future, connecting everything to everything else, all in real time. Imagine a city where traffic jams are just a memory because every car is coordinating its movement. A city where the power grid intelligently manages energy use, cutting waste and costs. That's the vision of a self-managing city, and it all runs on a 6G backbone. Now, with this much transformative potential, it's absolutely no surprise that developing 6G has become a huge geopolitical priority. The global race for leadership is on, and the stakes could not be higher. Right now, many people see China as having an early lead with massive government backing and some successful early tests. In response, you've got the US forming the Next G alliance, while major European and Indian tech firms are also investing heavily and creating their own strategic partnerships. This isn't just about who gets faster phones first. The country that leads in 6G will get to set the standards, control the patents, and very likely dominate the next era of the global digital economy.
This all sounds amazing, but I know, it also sounds like it's really far off. So the big question is, when can we actually expect to see this stuff in our daily lives?
Well, we're right in that first phase as we speak, research and development. This is where scientists all over the world are running experiments and setting the international standards. By the late 2020s, we'll start to see the first trials in labs and maybe some smart cities. And then, starting around 2030, the public launch will begin, with the first commercial networks rolling out across the globe. So yeah, the future is a lot closer than you might think.
So, as we wrap this up, the really crucial thing to remember is that 6G is so much more than just faster downloads. It's a technology that's going to fundamentally blur the lines between our physical and digital lives. It raises some huge questions, and as we head towards this new era, maybe the biggest one we have to ask ourselves is this: how will it reshape what it truly means to be human?